Have you ever wondered if your dreams hold deeper meanings than they appear? Dreams, those peculiar narratives that unfold in our minds as we sleep, have intrigued humans for centuries. Cultures around the globe have revered them as divine messages, omens of the future, or glimpses into the spiritual realm. Historically, the ancient Egyptians believed dreams were a way of receiving guidance from the gods, while the Greeks saw them as prophecies or warnings. In the East, dreams have been considered a bridge between the conscious and unconscious mind, a concept that still holds sway in modern psychology. Fast forward to today, and the fascination with dreams persists. But now, we're beginning to understand that dreams might not just be random playbacks of our day or echoes of ancient prophecies. They could be revealing our deepest, most hidden fears, anxieties we might not even be aware of in our waking lives. As we delve into the world of dreams, we begin to realize that they are more than just random images and stories. They are a mirror to our subconscious. So what exactly happens when we dream? Well, in the simplest terms, dreaming is a sequence of images, emotions, and sensations passing through our minds during sleep. But there's a lot more going on beneath the surface. Sleep is divided into several stages, and dreams primarily occur during the rapid eye movement, or REM stage, when our brain activity is high, comparable to when we are awake. But it's not just any random activity. It's a symphony of complex processes that give rise to the vivid and often bizarre world of dreams. The star of this show is our brain. It's like a master puppeteer pulling strings in the background. When we dream, various parts of our brain, including the amygdala, which is associated with emotions, and the hippocampus involved in memory, are particularly active. This suggests that dreams are not random noise, but a meaningful product of our brain's nocturnal activities. Now, let's talk about fear. Fear is a primal emotion, deeply ingrained in our survival instinct. It's no surprise, then, that it often finds its way into our dreams. But why? Some studies suggest that dreams serve as a kind of rehearsal for real-life situations. We dream about our fears to help us prepare for them, to navigate them better when we encounter them in our waking lives. Other research points towards dreams as a mechanism for emotional regulation. In the safe space of dreams, our brain processes and makes sense of our fears, often by weaving them into elaborate narratives. It's like our own private therapy session, happening every night while we sleep. In essence, dreams are a fascinating interplay of neuroscience and psychology, a testament to the complexity and sophistication of the human mind. They are not just idle fantasies, but a powerful tool our brain uses to understand and cope with our emotions, particularly fear. In the theater of the brain, dreams are the main act, a performance of our deepest fears and desires. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, had a fascinating theory about dreams. A pioneer in his field, Freud believed dreams to be a reflection of our repressed desires and fears, a concept that would significantly shape the realm of psychology. Freud proposed that dreams are the mind's way of dealing with desires that are too disturbing or unacceptable to acknowledge in our waking life. He argued that these repressed wishes surface in our dreams, disguised in symbolism. This is where the concept of dream symbolism comes into play. In Freud's theory, every element in a dream, no matter how mundane, carries a deeper symbolic meaning. For example, a simple act of losing teeth in a dream might symbolize a fear of growing old or losing control. A dream about flying might represent a longing for freedom or escape. Freud's idea of dream symbolism hints at the idea that our dreams are much more than random sequences of images. They are, rather, carefully coded messages from our subconscious mind. These symbols are not just random images, but are deeply rooted in our personal experiences, cultural backgrounds, and individual fears. Interestingly, Freud also suggested that our fears are often concealed in our dreams through a process he termed as dream work. This process involves several mechanisms, including condensation, where a complex fear or desire is represented by a single image, and displacement, where the emotional significance of an event is transferred onto an entirely unrelated object or person in the dream. But the most intriguing part of Freud's theory is perhaps the idea that by interpreting these symbols, we can gain access to our hidden fears, anxieties, and desires. It's like deciphering a secret code that our mind uses to communicate with us. It's an intriguing concept, isn't it? To think that each night, as we sleep, we embark on a journey into the deepest recesses of our mind, where our darkest fears and deepest desires come to light. To Freud, dreams were the royal road to the unconscious, a path leading straight to our hidden fears. Modern psychology has expanded on Freud's theories, offering new insights into the nature of dreams. As we journey further into the realm of dreams, we encounter innovative theories that paint a more nuanced picture of this mysterious phenomenon. Let's begin with the activation synthesis hypothesis. This theory, proposed in the late 20th century, suggests that dreams are our brain's attempt to make sense of random neural activity during sleep. Imagine your brain as an orchestra, with each instrument playing its own tune. As the conductor, or the dreaming mind, you try to harmonize these disparate sounds into a coherent symphony. Sometimes the result is a pleasant melody, and other times it's a haunting nightmare. Now, shift your focus to the threat simulation theory, which posits that dreams serve as a sort of training ground for real-life threats. According to this theory, our ancestors used dreams to rehearse for potential dangers, like predator attacks or tribal conflicts. Today, our nightmares might not involve saber-toothed tigers, but they can still reflect our modern anxieties about work, relationships, or health. Interestingly, both these theories hint at dreams being a form of emotional regulation, particularly for processing fear and anxiety. In the jumbled narratives of our dreams, we grapple with the emotions that we might suppress or overlook during our waking hours. Consider a dream where you're chased by a shadowy figure. According to the activation synthesis hypothesis, your brain is trying to create a story from random neural firings. The threat simulation theory, on the other hand, interprets this as your mind preparing for a potential threat. In both cases, the dream serves as a mirror, reflecting your underlying fears and anxieties. In essence, dreams are not just random images and sounds strung together by our sleeping minds. They are complex narratives woven from the threads of our emotions, experiences, and fears. They offer us a unique opportunity to understand and confront our deepest anxieties, all while we slumber in our beds. Dreams are our brain's way of making sense of the world, often reflecting the fears we may not even realize we have. So the next time you wake up from a vivid dream, don't just dismiss it as a random hallucination. Instead, consider what it reveals about your subconscious fears and desires. So how can we decipher the cryptic messages in our dreams? Well, the process is a blend of understanding universal symbols and personal experiences. Let's start with some common dream symbols related to fear. You might have had dreams of being chased, falling, or standing in front of a crowd with nothing to say. These are all expressions of anxiety and fear in the dream world. Being chased, for instance, often represents a situation you're avoiding in your waking life. Falling, on the other hand, may symbolize a lack of control or insecurity. And that nightmare of standing speechless on a stage, it's a classic symbol of fear of judgment or rejection. However, it's important to remember that dream interpretation is not one size fits all. Our dreams are deeply personal and often reflect our individual experiences, emotions, and fears. For example, a dream about a childhood home might bring up feelings of comfort for one person, but for another, it might evoke fear or anxiety due to past traumatic experiences. That's why keeping a dream journal can be incredibly insightful. By recording your dreams, you can start to notice patterns and themes that recur. Over time, you'll begin to understand your unique dream language and what your subconscious is trying to communicate. Here's a tip. When you wake up from a dream, try to write it down immediately. The details can fade quickly, so capturing them as soon as possible will provide the most accurate representation for interpretation. And remember, it's not just about the what, but also the how. How did that dream make you feel? Was there a particular moment that stood out? These are all important clues to understanding your dream symbols and their meanings. In interpreting your dreams, you are essentially engaging in a dialogue with your subconscious, acknowledging your deepest fears and desires. It's a journey into the self, a path of discovery that can lead to greater self-awareness and personal growth. While the language of dreams may be complex, With patience and introspection, we can begin to understand their messages. Dreams are not just figments of our imagination, they are a powerful reflection of who we are. Let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we've taken through this mysterious realm. We've delved into the enigma of dreams, explored the science behind them, and navigated through Freudian interpretations and modern theories. Dreams, as we've discovered, serve as a mirror to our subconscious, reflecting our deepest fears and desires. They are not mere illusions spun by our sleeping minds, but profound messages from within, waiting to be deciphered. They hold the power to reveal our anxieties, illuminate our aspirations, and even guide us to self-discovery. So let's not dismiss our dreams as simple figments of the night. Let's pay heed to them, interpret them, and understand their symbolism. For it is in this understanding that we can truly tap into their power. In our dreams, we discover our deepest fears, but in understanding them, we find our greatest strength.